Res, Hawking and the conservation of energy. Hawking inspired infinite accumulation. If we were to say that each spin is an hors d'oeuvre and that 24 hors d'oeuvres is plenty, hold on, because the real free lunch is coming up right now. This is the second part of Res, gained by making analogies. This is the second part of Res, gained from making analogies from particle physics. We started with the most basic analogy of applying spin to the economics, and that seems to be working out nicely. And whilst the concept of conservation of energy is not as simple as applying spin, its results are easy to see. The basic point is energy cannot be destroyed. And when efficiency equals 100%, nor can revenue. As when we get to the 25th spin, this is effectively a handover of all revenue from the year before to the next. So that before we add any new revenue from sales to the rest of the world, trading or investment, the new year starts with the previous year's revenue. Now, that's a tongue twister, so I will show it to you on the spreadsheet, which makes it easier to visualize. To start, we need to change the spreadsheet from the standard version to the standard version, as the cautious spreadsheet we've used so far allows for 5% leakage for buying raw materials from neighbouring countries, albeit a good comparative advantage strategy would likely mitigate this need. So on standard spreadsheet 1.32c, go to the second of the tabs and you'll find at the bottom of the page, tab A 2038 Res 15. First, we see the revenue of 102 billion in E8. This splits in two and ends up as 98 billion in DF29. Now let's follow that. Okay, so tab 1, tab 2, Res 2038, Res 15. Here we see that initial revenue, 102 billion. It is spun 24 times. And this is the rollover to the next year. And it ends up as this figure here, 98 billion. Why is this figure less than the revenue? Well, actually, if we look at DC27, we see that we don't actually have an efficiency of 100%, as there's a small leakage to land and assets bought from outside the network. Okay, if we just come back in a bit, we can see it right here. You see that? That's missing, and that accrues for that why 102 billion is now only 98 billion. If this was 100%, this figure here would be exactly equal to the initial revenue. Now okay, now where are we? Next, we move to a new tab on the spreadsheet, tab 2B 2039 Res 16. And please find column and row CZ46, in which the 98 billion from spin 24 2038 passes to the beginning of the following year. Okay, so tabs 1, 2, tab 3, 2039, and we're going through the 24 spins to the master totals column. Here it is. We're going down till we see it there in orange. That is the rollover revenue from the year before, which is massive. Now you see why I need to create S-World software, and in particular the S-World UCS simulator, as the first job of this software will be to micro-simulate this to check for where there could be an error. As in economics, there is no free lunch. But here we seem to have two. Or maybe the current model is correct. And there is a lot to be said about following the simulating the laws of nature described in M theory, and we can answer positive to the question M theory and economic science. What is M theory? See books 1, M system, and book 2, The Economic Theory of Everything, on the angeltheory.org website. Thank you.